we will link up here in a couple minutes with Ron Rothstein. And so Dolphin Kane says, are Leroy and Tobin going to change into their interview shirts?
Hey, man, come on, guys.
That's a funny twitch. Hey, man, look, I don't understand why you guys get so mad if an interview is taped. It's like you guys know like the majority of interviews in all of media are taped.
Especially for us, because nobody's getting up at 6 in the morning to do an interview.
You guys want us to bring in Kendrick Nunn? You want us to bring in nothing? Like, we taped with Kendrick Nunn on Friday. Some of you were astute to be like, hey, you guys are wearing different shirts. What do we look like, Hollywood? You think we have a wardrobe guy? No. So I go from one shirt to the other. You caught us. We taped the Kendrick Nunn interview on Friday. Oops. It was still good. And he loved the
And by the way, do you understand to tape these things? We have to stop what we're doing in the middle of the day on a Friday.
But we do it.
But we do it.
Let's go out to the guest line now. We talked to my favorite NBA television analyst, Ron Rothstein. You guys can check him on Bally Sports Sun tonight. The Miami Heat, Dallas Mavericks. You'll catch him on Ron's Rewind at halftime and, of course, in the postgame. Coach, thanks for the time. Really appreciate it.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for giving us some time this morning, Ron. All right, first thing off the bat, Ron, I have to humbly, bow to Leroy, who's been saying the Heat have needed a 7-footer, little bit of size. What have you made of what Dewayne Dedmon has brought to the Miami Heat? I mean, what he's been able to do for this second unit and giving Bam rest, just the absolute energy and the rebounding. I mean, everything that Dewayne Dedmon's brought to the table. What have you made of it?
Absolutely monstrous. Couldn't be any better. I love that guy. I think he's been exactly what we need. I agree with Leroy. We could not have asked for anything better. Absolutely great pickup. I had no idea he was this good.
Ron, one of the things that I think how he's helped is we've had bigs in the past that didn't accept their role. And it became much more of a distraction more than it helped the team. And I think Dewayne Dedmon has come in. They said, hey, you go in and you give us everything you have for these 2, 3, 4 minute stretches. And he has done that. And his impact has been tenfold because now not only is he getting rebounds, he's getting blocks, he's getting putbacks. You don't have to run the offense through him. He's still getting points. But Bam is able to do other things, either on the perimeter, on offense, a little bit on the perimeter on defense. He doesn't have to be in the paint all 48 minutes or every minute he plays banging on the inside because it takes its toll. He's not as big as some of the guys he's got to face.
Well, look, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit on that breakdown, okay?
Uh-huh.
And here's what I'm going to say. Bam is still being Bam. Here's the big difference. Bam is doing what Bam does, okay? I don't think his game has changed at all. But what happens now when Bam goes out, we don't have any empty minutes.
Right.
We have a continuation of really solid center play. There's no sort of black hole there. Look, Precious Achiuwa, he's really worked hard. He's had games where he's really, really struggled a lot. There have been games where he has done okay, but not nearly what we've needed. The trade for Belicia has not worked out. He's not really a big low post guy. He's a big perimeter that can stretch the floor. Dedmon is a in the paint, at the rim, in the restricted area player. And that's what he gives us. He's given us in 13 and a half minutes a game average. He's averaging almost 8 points a game, 6 rebounds a game. He's averaging close to a rebound every 2 minutes, which puts him in the top 6 or 7 in the league in that category. He is just, when you combine what Bam is giving us and what Dedmon is giving us, The last couple of games, you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar numbers at center. Go look it up. I mean, it's shocking, but it's exactly what we need. He's got great hands. He catches the ball extremely well, even in traffic and tight interior passes. He snatches rebounds. He goes up and challenges a shot, doesn't necessarily block the shot, and next thing you know, he's got a second jump, he's snatching a rebound. I don't see too many guys doing that. I mean, look, maybe he's playing above what he really is. I don't know. But what he's doing, we couldn't ask for more. It has been absolutely the missing link.
Yeah, the last over the weekend, Ron, Duncan Robinson became the fastest player ever to 500 career three-pointers. We know how good he is at shooting the three, but when you saw him hit that milestone, I mean, just what have you made of this guy's career? How blown away are you by what this guy has been able to do, with everybody knowing that he's one of the best in the league at doing that? The fact that he's gotten to that mark faster than anybody in the game's history is still bananas, even with today's day and age and how, prevalent the 3-point shot is.
Well, you know what? He's done it so much, so often, okay, that it's like you're just used to it, all right? And he's such a threat out there. The interesting thing about the whole thing is that he is such a threat that they don't leave him. They don't leave him. People don't leave him. They assign one guy, and sometimes two. You see sometimes when we screen, and they switch, and two guys go with him, and somebody slips like a Rizzo, slip to the basket, he gets a layup. He creates so much offense for us because he is such a threat. And the other teams are fearful of him. They really are. They game plan for this guy. And even when he doesn't touch the ball, he's a threat. Now, his shooting, I mean, that's another whole story. That's just incredible amount of work. Behind the scenes, he puts in hours and hours of time. And when he first came up, he was a two-way player. And he was a little bit hesitant to shoot. And I know I can remember back when talking to Spo about it. And, one of the things is a lot of times young guys come in and they see a shot, they see a guy challenging them, and they pump fake. And he would do a lot of pump faking. And Spo basically told him, he said, listen, kid, you're a great shooter. Let it fly. I'll live with the results. Stop pump faking, shoot the basketball. So when you get that kind of support from your head coach, you got that green light. But Spo, he told me a long time ago, he said, this kid's the best shooter I've ever seen. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, I haven't seen him in the game yet. He said, well, it's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. It'll happen. And it has.
We're talking to Ron Rothstein. You guys can catch him on Bally Sports Sun. Of course, Ron's Rewind at halftime and postgame. Now, Coach, we got a chance to talk to Kendrick Nunn. He's had just a tremendous sophomore season, and he really seems like he's hitting another tear right now, especially with how his offense is flowing. What do you think is going to be the answer here? Spo's going to maybe have this situation come up with the playoffs where Tyler gets healthy, maybe Victor comes back. Has Kendrick put himself in a position to where no matter what, it's not going to be the situation it was when they first traded for Victor and he's out of the rotation? Do you think that Kendrick has played good enough that going into this postseason, he has to get some minutes, no matter what, just because of how good he's been?
I would think so, but I don't know. Okay. To be quite honest with you, I'm not sure, but I would think so. I think he's earned the right to stay in the starting lineup. And if guys are coming back, they got to come in off the bench. That would be my take on it. But I'm not there every day. I don't know the personalities. There's a whole lot that goes into a decision like that. But you have to remember what happened to Kendrick last year in the bubble. Remember, he got COVID.
Right.
Okay. And he missed a great deal. And when he came back, Spo was playing him, but he was playing really poorly. He was a liability rather than an asset. So eventually, Spo had to sit him down and go with the guys that were producing. Okay? And that's it. But now, I mean, the kid I think he's earned his spurs. I mean, he's playing. I'm with you. I think he's playing terrific. I think his game is expanded. Look, number one, he's playing with a great deal of confidence. I don't think he ever lost his confidence. I just think he's a confident player. But he's in rhythm. His legs are under him. He's, played a lot of games. I think he's become a better defender, not necessarily so much on ball, but in passing lanes, deflections, being active hands. He's got long arms for a little guy. And offensively, he is just flat out, he's a threat. He's got to be guarded. That's another guy you got to pay attention to. But he's one of the guys we have that's capable of getting his own shot. And he's very capable of producing in the pick and roll. And but then again, I just think this group is playing so well together. I would be surprised if Spo were to break it up. But listen, things change, things happen. You never know.
Coach, one of the things that I've noticed about Kendrick Nunn is he seems to get to jump that lane with the pass across the court. Would you say that one of the things that he has improved on is his defense? Because, early on in his career, there was, a couple of guys that we questioned, look, they can score the ball, but they're liabilities defensively. And I think Kendrick Nunn has picked that up a little bit.
Well, like I said, I think he's definitely gotten better as an off-the-ball defender in terms of playing passing lanes and deflections and steals. I still think he's got a way to go on the ball, but I do think he keeps working at it. He's gotten a little bit better. That takes time, okay? It takes you longer to become a good defender than it does to become a good offensive player. Because a lot of these guys were such great high school and college players, their defense wasn't an issue. It becomes an issue in the NBA. The more two-way guys you have, the better your chances to win. Is he better than he was last year? Absolutely. Does he need to continue to get better? Absolutely. But I would agree with you. His ability in the passing lanes and off the ball, he's definitely gotten better.
Before we get you out of here, Coach, we always appreciate when you give us some time. I'll never forget one of your best rants on television was the year where the Nets, for no reason, benched everybody and cost the Heat a playoff spot. But all the controversy this week is the play-in. People are mad at the play-in. People like the play-in. What is Ron Rothstein? What do you make of this year? The play-in scenario, the Heat are kind of on the cusp of it. Hopefully they can avoid it. But what do you think of the NBA's idea this year, doing the play-in tournament?
I sort of like it. I like it more than I don't like it. Because I think it keeps more teams involved. I think the more you keep more teams involved, the more you have a better chance of teams not tanking, which is terrible. The teams will do that. That's just part of the business, okay? And but I sort of like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's good for the game. And some of the players may not like it. That's their problem.
Coach, we'll catch you tonight. Bally Sports Sun. Catch Ron's Rewind at halftime, post game. Always does a fantastic job, and we always appreciate when you give us some time. Thank you, Ron.
Thanks, Coach.
Great talking to you. Take care, guys. Be well. Bye-bye.